So, just a little bit ago, we got the grand jury indictment for the officers accused of murdering Breonna Taylor. It came back and there's 3 counts of reckless endangerment, basically for bullets that went into other apartments. What this means for us, what this means for Breonna Taylor and her family, is that there's no justice. No justice. There's no answer for why they broke into that apartment and why they murdered her, other than they had the complete legality to do so. Complete legality, complete immunity to do so. Because they were afraid for their lives because Breonna's boyfriend had a gun. The other 2 officers, they don't even get a charge. None. I'm livid right now. I don't even have words to speak, but I feel like I have to speak out. We all have to speak out. We can't sit in silence while our fellow Americans are being murdered in their sleep. You've heard it chanted over and over again, no justice, no peace. I urge you right now to really sit back and think about those words. Think about what they mean to you and how you can fight. Because this is a fight that we all have to get into. It's too important to sit silent. It's too important to sit scared. And I know I sound like a preachy white girl when I talk, but I'm really just amped up. And I'm a preachy white girl, I guess. We have to change the law. Police officers shouldn't get immunity when they murder our citizens. Police officers shouldn't be busting into apartments in the middle of the night and just blowing people away. It shouldn't happen like that. My 2A people, you know, my guns, my rights. You people who completely disagree with everything that Black Lives Matter stands for. You completely disagree with all of this civil rights movement. You think we're Marxists. You think we're terrorists. I'm talking to you specifically. Specifically you. Think about this situation. Breonna Taylor was an upstanding citizen. She had no record. She had done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Not a damn thing wrong. They got a warrant for her apartment under false circumstances. They busted in there. They didn't knock. They didn't announce themselves. In the middle of the night, in a major city, 3 armed men busted into an apartment, guns pulled, and of course, what did the homeowner do? He was a legal gun owner, exercising his Second Amendment rights. He pulled his weapon. He pulled his weapon like any of you would have done in the same situation. Someone busts into your house. Someone busts into my house in the middle of the night. I'm shooting first and I'm asking questions later. That's just logical common sense with the world we live in today. So this man was defending his home. Just so happened that the invaders were police officers. So Breonna's boyfriend was arrested, eventually let go and not charged. But he was arrested, he was detained, he was brought to jail. Breonna Taylor was murdered in her bed while she slept by 3 police officers who, let's straight up, that wasn't executing a warrant. They did some gang shit right there. They straight did gang shit. They came in there, kicked the door open, pulled their weapons, and then went down in a blaze of glory, shooting just haphazardly, just willy-nilly, everywhere. There's bullets going everywhere. Remind you of anything, you know, like when a certain Black Panther got taken out, you know, 30 or so years ago? Seem familiar? How long are we going to let it go on? How long? Another 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? It's time to stop being silent and it's time to do something. Number 1, vote. Vote, 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 vote. Get to know your candidates and vote, okay? We don't have a lot of choices here. Get to know what your choices are. Make sure you support them. Make sure you support them with your vote. Make sure you support them financially. I don't care what party you are. I don't care what party they are. But find the candidates that are going to stop this shit from happening and support them. Okay? And that's not even brushing the surface of what happened this week. We've got this mockery of our justice system in Louisville that's going to lead to some really nasty things happening. I hate to say it. I wish it wasn't true. But when people have been peacefully protesting for months and months and months and just asking for justice, and they get a mockery thrown at them, a mockery of our justice system, they're going to be angry. They are angry. I'm angry. We should be angry. Things are going to happen. Hopefully, everyone stays safe. Hopefully, it's only property damage. I do not condone rioting, or looting. Let me make that clear. I do not condone these things. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I want us to fight this legally. My opinion doesn't matter as far as what's going to happen out there on the streets tonight. Let's be realistic. People are pissed, and riots are the language of the unheard, and we are not being heard. We're not being heard. It's the tipping point. I don't even want to think about what's going to happen after this weekend when the Republican president jams through his Supreme Court nominee. We have a pretty good idea of who that nominee is going to be because he says he wants a woman. The front leader is clearly the type of woman that those in power would like to have on our Supreme Court. This is going to change the landscape of the country for forever. I mean, forever. It's another one of those things we can't take sitting down. Unfortunately, I'm kind of a pessimist. I don't really think it matters what we do right now. They're going to push through that nominee. She's going to get on the court. So the only thing that we can do possibly is come out in November and flip the entire script so that maybe we have a more progressive set of old rich white men in power. At this point, I don't know. I'm frustrated and I'm angry and I'm scared. I'm scared for our country. I'm scared for my daughters. I'm terrified of what the future holds for them and their health care and their rights to bodily autonomy. I'm scared for my sons. I'm scared for all of my brothers and sisters across this country. We're at a turning point here, and we're at a point where a lot of people think, oh, I'm not going to get involved because it doesn't affect me. It affects you. It doesn't just affect you, it affects every generation to come after you. So get angry, get scared, get frustrated, and get motivated. These protests are great. I'm going to be participating in one this weekend. They are a way to get our voices out there and to let our government, let our representatives know how we feel and let them know we're not going to sit down and take this shit in silence. But protests aren't the best way to do things. Action. You have to do something. I don't care what you do. If what you do is sharing information online, it's educating people. If what you do is making videos, if what you do is writing your congressmen, writing your senators, running for office, get in there and run for office. Go get involved. Just whatever you do, stop being silent. Stop with the attitude of it doesn't affect me. I don't live in Louisville. I don't know Breonna Taylor. I don't know anyone who was hurt by police. I don't know anyone who was brutalized. Chances are you probably do, and you just don't know about it because it's happening right here in Harrison, Arkansas. It's happening right here in Boone County. People's rights are getting trampled on right now as we speak. There has to be change, and the only way there's change is if people stop fighting over petty crap, Republican and Democrat, pro-life, pro-choice, gay marriage, marriage between a man and a woman. Stop fighting about all this insignificant bullshit. Come together and let's fight for the civil rights of all people. Because until all are free, none are free. And I'm going to end my awkward little video rant right there. I apologize. I don't apologize. I'm not sorry for anything. I have things to say, and no matter how awkwardly I say them, I think it's too important to be quiet. So I'm going to lead by example, and I'm going to speak up. This is one way I have to do that. Until next time.